Hello and welcome back. Hope you're good, doing well. So this is going to be the dollar yen chart update. What we may see next after having the inflation report. So now let's look at the dollar yen. So first of all, we can see that the dollar is just simply dropping very aggressively against the yen. Yes, since having the non-farm payroll numbers, and after that having the CPI number, and then today after having the PPI numbers. Okay, and it's simply setting up for another breakout on lower time frame, on 4-hour time frame, for more downside. So we're expecting it to just keep falling very aggressively all the way up to this low, up to 127, or in best case scenario 120 in longer term, 120 or 110 or 100. But before going to look at that, now let's look at this chart again after having the CPI data. Okay, so in the previous video analysis, the PPI number was around 110. Okay, now it is at 0.10. Okay, so we were expecting it to go to negative today. So it is still positive. So PPI is still positive, but very likely after, in next couple of months, we're going to see that the PPI is significantly going to drop below zero. All right, significantly going to drop below zero. And if you're going to look at the US inflation rate, okay, so inflation dropped to 2.90, all right, 97 or 3, we can say that. We were expecting it to fall below 3 or 3. So inflation also, headline inflation numbers also dropped, PPI dropped. And if I'm gonna, if you remember that we have seen that chart within this video analysis, all right, so you can check those numbers after looking at this video, after looking at that video, the previous video analysis. So headline numbers dropped. So US core inflation also dropped, showing according to this chart for 4.80. And US money supply is also going down, all right, and US interest rate is still sitting at the 5.25. And dollar yen, this is not the updated dollar yen chart. So the point is that the PPI falling aggressively, CPI, the headline numbers are also falling, okay, and the core inflation is also going down, all three going down. And market is still expecting that Fed gonna raise the interest rate with another 25 basis point in July meeting. But after these kind of data, I don't think so Fed is going to raise the interest rate in July. But if still they're gonna raise the interest rate in July and push the interest rate up to 550, okay, 550, then the inflation trend is telling us that what is going to happen after that. They may start to cut the interest rate very aggressively. So what Fed is saying right now, they're saying that they're going to hold the rate steady at higher levels for a longer term to bring down the inflation, the way they held the interest rates at the bottom at this area. Okay, they cut the interest rate, they held interest rate for almost 2 years. Okay, they held interest rate from 2020 to 2022. They held rates for longer term, and then inflation started to rise. They are saying again a similar thing, that they're going to hold interest rate higher for longer term to bring down inflation. But we can see that inflation is falling very aggressively. So we'll see that either they are going to reverse their policy, or they're going to hold their policy at in rates at higher. But what inflation is suggesting, that the Fed is going to turn very quickly. They are going to change their policy quickly. So if I'm going to look at the dollar yen, so dollar is simply just setting up for a drop. Okay, maybe this is the start of the longer term drop on the dollar for cyclical, as we can see that inflation is telling us that the Fed might have done hike in the interest rate and they need to flip. What you are looking, okay, so right now dollar yen is just simply setting up for a breakout for another time, okay, like breakout and continuation to the downside. So you're looking for that breakout to continue. If you are already into that trade, from these areas or wherever, or held that trade. We were expecting 1 hour time frame correction. We have seen small correction, and prices just keep breaking down after that. And if you are still holding, just hold it for more downside. Okay, if you are not into that trade, then you need to look for a decent pullback, something like 4 hour time frame corrections. If I'm gonna look at the Uzi yen, all right, or the Kiwi yen, whatever, okay, both gonna give you an idea that what kind of correction you may see on dollar yen. Okay, so you see this kind of correction on dollar yen, then you are looking to break out. This is the correction, sharp correction on Australian dollar and yen. Okay, so if that correction comes, then you are looking that correction to break out. Okay, but that correction is not there. The 4 hour time frame correction is not there, and there is a chance that we may see that correction for 4 hour time frame correction. It can slightly get bigger, but right now what you are having is this small correction, 1 hour time frame correction, which is just there, and you're looking that to break out and continue to keep pushing more downside. Yeah, if that doesn't continue, then you are looking it to go and first of all hold these 1 hour time frame moving averages. Okay, wherever price hit those moving averages. All right, so if price hit those moving averages there, you are looking those to hold and continue to keep pushing more lower. But yes, if you are already short, then you're looking it to break down and continue to keep pushing more lower. So if you are not short, then you're looking it to correct, okay, and then you're looking it to get in and continue to keep pushing more lower. So remember, if dollar yen keep falling very aggressively against the yen to the downside, okay, then the other yen pairs may also give you an opportunity to catch. Okay, if I'll see that they are ready and dollar yen keep pushing lower, I'll try my best to update you those charts. Okay, so right now 1 hour time frame correction to break down and continue to keep pushing more lower. Okay, and inflation report is supporting that that trade for longer term. Yeah, thank you. We'll see you back again in another setup. Until then, bye.